Hey there. Hey everyone. Um, Thank you for joining today. I think we'll give it another minute to see if anyone else is joining, and then we can get started, if that's okay. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you guys a demo of the UI today, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to send messages. You don't have to wait till the end of it. I'll be monitoring the questions and comments. So I suppose we can get started. Before we get started, actually, I had a quick question. How many of you guys already use LeadSift or have seen a demo of the platform before? You can just type it in the chat. Or, okay, awesome. So I guess most of you guys, I think I know a lot of you guys, but there's some new people here. So I'll get started. This is our new platform, and I wanted to show all of you guys. I'm really excited for the demo, and really what makes the platform amazing. The new skinning of the platform is that like it's definitely better technology. It's going to be faster, more user friendly. It's also way prettier, so it's also better in its art form, but it still preserves the simplicity for which our older platform was really loved by us and all of our users. So, and for anybody who's not really familiar with what LeadSift does or exactly what we do, it's a B2B intent platform where we identify the 3% of your in-market buyers. And we do it by crawling public web, so Twitter, LinkedIn, blogs, company websites, job postings, forums, things like that. And we sift for prospects who are showing intent to buy your products. So we find people who are talking about your industry terms or talking to your competitors, liking, maybe commenting on the blog post, things like that. That's sort of an overview of what we do at LeadSift. So when you log into the platform, you're launched into this welcome screen where you can see a list of all of your current campaigns that you have, and it also shows you the type of campaigns, the delivery. I only have email set up, or some of them are turned off. But if you had a Salesforce integration, a HubSpot integration, it would show up over here. Or maybe you're getting your data via AWS, and they're turned on or not. Metrics coming soon. We're really looking forward to these metrics where we can tell you like weekly, monthly, how many new leads, how many new accounts, net new accounts, which accounts are trending, who are your hottest clients right now. We're going to show you all of those right here. So for the purpose of the demo today, I'm going to assume that we are a social media monitoring company and going after B2B companies who are looking for a social media monitoring platform. When you click on one of those, you're launched into the campaigns page. So as you can see from here, it's easy to travel around onto any of these tabs over here. So this is the dashboard, the campaigns tab, which is essentially going to be used for creating your campaigns or editing your campaigns. It's a much more friendlier way to see what's going on with your campaign. Anyone who's seen our platform before knows that it would say 3 things and then click more, and you could never really get a full picture of what was going on with your campaign. So this is a much more friendly way of seeing what your how your campaign is set up. The explore page is essentially once you set up your campaign, you can see a sample data of what kind of data it will bring back, the company search, which I will get into, and the contact list. So in the campaigns tab, you can see we've introduced something called categories. Now, normally when you sign up for LeadSift, we get from you a list of competitors and keywords, a custom list, which can be painful when you're trying to get started. You just want to get it quickly. Sometimes it'll take you like time and scratching of your head to find these competitors. So we've introduced some custom categories that we've pre-filled for you, and you can search for these over here, things like CRM or maybe cloud security. So we have all of these campaigns pre-filled for you with keywords, competitors, events, stuff like that. So you can get started, and you can just choose a category. You can, of course, still also choose custom competitors and keywords. You can go in here. You can add in, let's say, Crimson Hexagon, which is another social media monitoring company. You can, if there's a new company, you can always request to add it, and we are going to add it within the next 24 hours. Anytime you make changes, don't forget to save it. Same thing with keywords. You can add in new keywords here. If you're growing, if someone's growing a department or hiring, this is actually a very useful signal that a lot of our customers use. Basically, if someone is investing in some part of their company, so in our case, it would be if they're hiring social media managers or content writers, we can tell that, okay, they have a budget for social media tools, so it would be a good entry for social media monitoring kind of platform. So that kind of roles goes here. So I could put in social media marketing manager, all of these, and add them to track events, any kind of social media event. Technologies, if they've just started using any technology that would be complementary to the technologies that you would sell into. So if they're already using one of your competitors, you could name one of those. Or if you guys have integrations with something, you could name those. So if you have an integration with Salesforce and they just bought Salesforce, we'd notify you so you can talk to them. Now the first tab here is triggers, which is essentially going to bring in all of the data. The next tab here, filters, is what will filter the data down to make it absolutely personalized for your campaign and your needs. Things like roles. So you can add senior media and communications. These are the people that we are going to send to you, that we're going to filter. If there's anyone you don't want, so maybe you guys don't want people in technology, IT, developer, you can add them in. Locations, company size, maybe you guys only want to go after the larger companies, but not absolutely the largest. You can add them in. Industries, filter by technology. So if someone uses maybe one of your competitors or something that you absolutely cannot sell into. The next tab is enrichments, and some of you guys are already using our technology enrichments. Basically, if you add in a list of either the exact name of the company, or you can add in the name of a category like CRM or a company name like Salesforce, and we will add a field to your data where we'll tell you which ones of those they're actually using. Delivery mechanism, let's say we want the data every Monday and Thursday via email, and I want it email to accounting. You can add as many email addresses here as you like. These are all in their default settings. I'm going to allow duplicates because I want to know if there's any company that's engaging more than once. And to turn it on, all I have to do is set up delivery as on. That's it, my campaign setup. It's pretty easy, and it's a much better overview of what your campaign is going to look like. Now, if I want to go into the explore page, this is the social media monitoring explore page. You can see it's pretty similar to what it was before, but just much cleaner. And it's sorted by time. So Canelo Digital Publishing made the latest engagement. And that's kind of how it's sorted now. We're going to show you the first 500. So you could at any time click in. You can see an overview of the company, which is how many intent signals, how many employees have matched your role criteria, how many technographics we found, the description of what the company does, and some other basic details about the company. If you go in here, you can actually see all of the keywords that they have engaged with, and in some cases, the name of the person who's engaged. A list of the employees who match your target criteria. So it would only be social media people and marketing and sales people, like the way we had set it up earlier, and their technographics that we have identified that you could search on. So this will be quite useful when you're crafting an email or reaching out to them. You would have this information. The cool thing over here is, let's say you look at this and let's say I'm looking at this and I'll look at their employees and okay, chief marketing, it's a very big company. C-level people never reply to me. So I can go on the side over here and actually say chief or CEO. I don't want to see. And then just hit search again. And when I go back, they shouldn't have been here. So it is still in beta, so we're still ironing out some of the bugs. So you can go on the side over here and you could add in more competitors if you like. You can add in keywords and events and then just hit search for it again. And it would refresh the results. Another new feature that we have added is the company search. This is actually something that we've been asked for a very long time by a lot of our customers, where their team wants to go in and they don't, like getting your automated data is great, but sometimes they just have an inbound lead and they want to see what else they're intenting on. So let's take an example. Let's say rubric. So I go into rubric. Now you're able to go in, check out what the company is about, search for the intent signals, and you can see everything that they are engaging with. You can go into their employee list, and you can actually search for, let's say I want to go after product people or social. Their social media person. I can do that and I can export that data. So I can export it right here. If I'm doing further research, I could go in, search Amazon and try to find their social people and select as many as I want. I can look at the technographics that that specific company has. And after I've done research, maybe I have 5 companies to go through. I can go into the contact list and see all of the companies that I've chosen and export them. This will get me all of their information, their email addresses and their phone numbers right into my inbox when I export it. And last but not the least, there is the settings tab, which is not changed much. Still has your account information, integrations, billing information, a list of tracked companies that you can use for your ABM list, and tab for all the hidden companies that you don't want to see, maybe your competitors or your current customers. So that is pretty much everything I have for now. If you guys have any questions or you want to see anything in further details. All right, so we have a question from Andrea. So about best practices and keywords. So when you're adding new keywords, it's best to think about what would people talk about and not what your like not what the vendor would talk about, and definitely not Google keywords, because the way people type questions is different from like how people type their Google searches is very different from the way they talk on social media. And so when we are exporting the data, so when we're exporting this data to you, it definitely, this data will have all of the triggers. So what these people have engaged with, it would have a list of people's names, their validated email addresses, their phone numbers, the triggers, what they've engaged with, and also a score, which is a 90-day rolling account of how hot the account essentially is, which basically takes into account the seniority of the people who've engaged, how many people within that account has engaged, how many times they've engaged with a competitor versus with a keyword, things like that. So question from Jonah. We're B2B and we want to find all companies using an ERP, and within ERP, we want only Oracle customers and Sage customers. Less about company size, but more about which company systems, but more about what software systems they use. What are the settings to identify leads that are exploring procurement to pay software vendors? So if I understand the question, you want to know companies who are already using Oracle and Sage, and among them, if anyone's looking for a new procurement software or to pay software vendors. So in that case, what we would do is go into your campaigns and create a new campaign. Sorry, it's a whole bunch of tabs open. And we could filter the data by technologies such as ERP, or you could put in something as Oracle, enterprise enterprise data manager. I'll just put that in for now, but you can actually put in the ERP category, or I'm pretty sure we have Sage too. Sage. And what I would do next is go under triggers, and we can add in the category in for you as ERP, or you can add in the competitors that you're interested in. So that's how I would set the campaign up. That way you would get anybody who engages with the competitors of ERP, but only ones who already use the Oracle ERP. But if I was giving you a suggestion, I would suggest you not to filter it by the technology, because then you would only see people who use this ERP. What I would suggest is, instead of adding it as a filter, add it as an enrichment, so that then that way you will find anybody who's showing an intent on ERP and what ERP system they use. It doesn't matter what ERP system they use, you'll see it. And even if someone's not using an ERP system, but they're showing intent, you would still see that. Thank you. Is there any other questions? Okay, I guess if there isn't, and you guys can always email us anytime. You can email me at sreejata@leadsift.com, or our sales team or our customer success team, and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Oh, so what we can do is we can create an ads campaign for you on LeadSift, and you can definitely use those. If you have the account names that you want to be retargeting for, we can create, what we can do is we can create a tracked account, tracked. So when you create a new campaign type, it asks you what kind of campaign you want it, and you can create it as a target account intelligence campaign. What that does is it's an ABM style campaign where you can add in any triggers you want and all of the same filters. The only difference will be that it would bring you back results from only your tracked companies. So you can upload a list of domains, and there's really no limit to how long the file can be. You can add in something like 500 or something like 500,000, and we would track all of that for you. Does that answer your question? Awesome. All right, I guess I won't keep you guys here any longer. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to send it to any of us, and we'd be more than happy to answer your questions and show you guys another demo. Or if there's any specific problem you're trying to solve, we can help you with that too. All right, bye-bye.